that really shocked me, of course. And I felt like, okay, and I have two decisions. I can decide I need anxiety to perform well, or even though I was like afraid, I still could manage. And I chose the other. I chose that.
Hi, I'm Zach Newmark, and you're with Dam Yankee, the show that brings you all your favorite comedians, performers, artists, authors, and entertainers based here in the Netherlands and those coming through the area. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Minne Koole is an actor who earned an Golden Calf nomination for Best Actor for his leading role in the acclaimed film Niemand in de Stad. That was in 2018. Open Seas is what it's called in English. It was also awarded the Silveren Kruisstaart for Best Film at the film festival, and he has been in 30 productions, including theater, films, and series such as Netflix's Crypto Boy and Dirty Lines, and he's been at the International Theater Amsterdam since October 2022. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, tell us a little bit about this show that you've got coming up.
The new show.
The new one, yeah.
It's called Time for Joy. We're just in the middle of making it. It's a very difficult process, but we'll get. I'm sure we'll get there. But it's a very difficult play, and during the rehearsals, we had a director's switch, so there's another director on it, and she brings a lot of different ideas, so I have to get used to it. And we do a lot of music in it. There is like a choir of 60 people. So a year ago, ITA got less subsidized, so there was like $1 million per year that we didn't receive anymore. Mm-hmm. So the idea was to make a show that didn't cost anything, and we just had a good text, our own actors, and people from backstage, also on stage, singing and performing with us, like to show we can still do it. So that's the idea of the project, but it's difficult for everything to come together. But
is there a show that's not difficult for everything to come together?
Yeah, so this is you catch me in the part of the process where you always feel full of doubt. But it's every show. Yeah.
'Cause you've been with this theater company since 2022. Is that right?
Yeah. For like about like a year and a half, I'm really like part of the ensemble, but for like 5 years before that, I did shows with them. So I know them for longer.
Yeah. But and doing a lot of film work and a lot of work on TV work, but our audience probably knows it more from Netflix or
it's like film ways. And TV.
So for you, what's kind of what's that transition like of going from being more heavily on screen to more heavily live on stage instead?
My love for acting really started with theater and also with this company and the director, Ivo van Hoven. So when I was like 15, 16, I used to go a lot to theater, and I went to theater school, and this is really my love for acting. It's really started there. And then I had work in film, and that was like a complete adventure, and I had a lot of fun as well. But it feels like I'm back to my old love. And of course, it's very different from film. Yeah, you have to perform every night. You have to repeat it. In film, it's just one time. And but mostly, I love that in theater there's way more room for abstract ideas or emotional, like a depth of things, and I find it more challenging. And in film, it can be very cool and quick and fun, but also sometimes a bit superficial. Yeah.
It's interesting because I noticed from a lot of the work that you've done, you've worked with a number of the same actors in different projects.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And so what was their response when you kind of made that switch to spending more time doing theater instead of on screen?
Well, some of them said, "Oh, this is great. Now I have I have a bigger chance to the lead roles that you always catch. No, but it isn't really a switch. I mean, I will go back to filming as well, and they're just my friends, and they also perform in theater as well. It's just we mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like a big choice.
Is there a sort of a different degree of stress or a different feeling of emotion that you take one way or the other?
Yeah. When you're part of a film, you are like a very small radar in the big machine, and you have to do this one job very good. And when you're an actor on stage, you have to know everything. It's like the editor of a film makes the film. He makes the arch of the film. But as an actor on stage, you have to be the editor as well. You have to know the musicality and the arch and everything that's happening, and you have to know the lights and the mise en scène. And in film, you are more just focusing on acting, and you can feel sometimes when it's a bad experience, you can feel like a puppet that just has to stand on his mark, form his line, and move on, and don't think. And as an actor on stage, you have to really be aware of everything. And so performing on stage is also, of course, with a live audience. So you have to, it feels very real, and the moment is very, you're like searching for the moment and with the other actor, and to be present with the audience. And when you're on a film set, you really have to block everything, because there are 40 people running around you, and there is a lot of noise, and you have to like block everything. And on stage, you have to be very open.
It's
Yeah?
okay.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit from the way that you described it, like maybe there was. Did you have a feeling like, now I've got to step out of doing film and TV?
Well, there was one show that I did. It's called The Ring. It's like a Dutch police show, and it was fun to do, and it was a success, and I'm proud of the product, but it was very, very tough. So there was a director who was very strict on his lines, and he had like this idea in his head, and I just had to perform that idea. So I didn't feel very creative. It was still very challenging and fun, but I didn't feel very creative. So that's a moment where I decided, okay, now I want to go back the other side, and maybe I'll come back in a couple of years.
And how is that different with the directors that you're working with in theater? Are they giving you more space to be more flexible?
Yeah, well, so of course every director is different, but in theater you have 6 weeks of rehearsal, and in film you probably have like 1 minute of rehearsal. So in theater there's way more room for not knowing, experimenting, trying different stuff, and I believe in a way of working that the director is interested in my view of it, and I'm interested in his or her view, and we like go back and forth. But there are very good art makers or directors that have a very specific idea, and they just want you to nail that specific idea. But it's I don't like that way of working.
Mm-hmm. No. And you came into the International Theater Amsterdam at really an unusual time, because also aside from the subsidy cut that they had, there was also a lot of shakeup internally, and there were some questions about the culture inside. Was that something that gave you pause, whether or not it was the right time for you to be at that theater company?
No, it felt like the perfect time, because now it's not the perfect time, of course, but there was time for change. So there was a new artistic director, and a lot of things going on. Of course, it felt like they were on rock bottom, so we could build from there. So in that sense, it's exciting to be part of it, to build something new, and of course the company had a very good name, and they they had a lot of success, and in their prime time, I was watching them and I was loving it. And if I would be part of that, it would feel more like, okay, now I have to start running and be part of you. But in a sense now, we're building something new, and that's exciting, I think. But still, there were a lot of bad feelings, and people that have been working there for 20 or 30 years that had to leave, or so there were sad times, But for me, it was I'm like the new guy, so I've been watching that for a couple months, and then I started thinking, okay, now I can bring my own new positive energy.
And when you were hired, also you were hired with a group of, I think 4 or 5 other, mostly people who are in their 20s or mid 20s as well.
Yeah.
Elko Smits is a little bit older, but everybody else was around your age. Did that work? Did that kind of breathe new life into this organization?
Yeah, I think so. But I really like the old generation, and the old generation is really interested in our view of things. So they really want to. So our new generation comes with a lot of music. We have to perform and sing music on stage, and the old generation is not used to that at all. But they're really excited to try singing and playing piano and stuff. And I think it really works well. And we are interested in them as well, because they have all this history and knowledge of like really performing on that big stage and performing with old texts.
Is that something you're trained for, is for singing also? Did you study singing?
So in theater school, I did learn to sing a bit, but I still had to take a lot of singing lessons extra. But I like it; it's fun.
And playing piano also.
So that's something I did for myself. I never had lessons, but I always did it for myself. So that's just a useful skill that I have.
You do have a nice scene in Open Seas and Niemand in de Stad where you actually sit down. I don't want to like spoil the movie, even though it's 7 years old, but because it's also available with English subtitles, and maybe people haven't seen it. But you do have a nice scene where you sit down at a piano, and the way that you don't actually play it, it's towards the end of the movie, but the way that you sat down to it, I thought, okay, this guy has an understanding of this as an instrument.
Wow.
Because actually you sat down there, and the very first thing that I thought was that, you're going to be playing in some way that merged with the music that was playing behind you, which was also more...
Yeah, I think Bill Evans or something, right? Or was it, that was...
It was a jazz pianist, but I can't remember who it was. But yes,
Bill Evans.
Yeah.
Do you play the piano?
I don't at all. I'm terrible with instruments, and I can't sing at all. Yeah.
No. Okay. Fun. Yeah. Though it is. Of course, we are not professional musicians or professional singers. So the way it's used is really with the vulnerability of singing, and not having the perfect voice, but really an actor performing a song and singing. So a bit like in Joker 2, like Joaquin Phoenix singing. It's not the best voice, but it's touching the way he tries.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because what you were talking about also, as opposed to, film and TV versus being on stage, that aspect of superficiality or being in the moment. How is that going from something where you do take after take after take versus, you're standing on stage, somebody in the audience is coughing, someone's unwrapping a candy. Somebody flubs their line or forgets their line.
That's fun that you mentioned that, because we, like 2 weeks ago, we were performing a show in China, in Shanghai, and the culture there is to come in late and to chat during the performance and to eat during the performance and to watch their telephone during the performance. And so, but of course you have to respect their culture of watching theater. So that was exciting or challenging. But in the time of Shakespeare, they would perform on stages, and there would be like a crowd just like a marketplace. It would be like totally chaos. So, and I did a lot of shows in like for children, like for 5 years old or for 8 years old, and that's also chaos. They're just screaming through it, and it's like you're fighting with the audience, and it also brings good energy. It can bring fun. So to perform in the Stad Schouwburg, and where it's like very serious and very quiet and very serious people, and there's one person who coughs, you immediately notice, and it's breaking the. So if it is chaos, it can be also helping as well.
What was the show that you performed in China?
Julie, like Miss Julie.
Oh, Miss yeah,
Miss Julie, but it's like Rebecca Frecknell is a British director. She did a rewrite of it, like a modern view of it.
In English, also performed in English.
No, performed in Dutch with Chinese and English subtitles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got Dutch language, Chinese and English subtitles. People are coming in and out.
Yeah, it was fun.
Watching. How big was this theater?
Like 500 people. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very strange. Very strange and very fun. I really liked them. I really liked the Chinese people. And like 5 minutes before the show, the premiere, the lights just went on and off and were flickering, and there was a big problem. And I saw 7 Chinese technicians staring at it with a glance of they had no idea. So they switched it on and off and on and off, but nothing helped. And then somebody went to the fuse box, I think that's an English word, and he prayed to the theater gods, and then it worked. So
that's outstanding.
Cool. And so they asked all the technicians from that the other evenings to pray in front of the fuse box every night, and it went all right.
And it went all right.
Yeah.
Are you religious yourself?
No, I'm not at all.
No,
not at all. But if you're in a different culture, maybe it works like that. So
maybe the next show will discover what the real problem is.
The real problem. Maybe the real problem was the theater gods.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not. No, I'm not religious. But I'm like I'm interested in spirituality, but not really active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get some warning ahead of time that this that the audience in Shanghai was going to be sort of all over the place? And
they did warn us. Yeah.
Yeah. And how did it meet your expectation in that regard?
Well, it was good that they warned us. Also, the applause. Everybody in China films the applause, so almost nobody is clapping. So you're like bowing in sort of silence because everybody is filming, and that felt very, very weird. Yeah,
that's I don't even know how to. That's very odd.
Very, very odd, and I didn't like that. No, it's not very nice. No.
Yeah,
but it's their culture.
Would you go back and do another show there?
Yeah, I would love to, and I think we will go back.
Yeah.
So the theater really liked us, and our theater liked them. So like it's a festival, recurring festival for every year.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we'll go back.
Yeah. You were touched on, your interest in spirituality a bit. Also we're speaking about being present and in the moment. I'm curious, does that mean you meditate, or are you a meditator?
I did some like there was like 3 years ago, I had a period where I was like struggling with anxieties and pressure, and I couldn't sleep. So then I started to do like yoga and meditation. Yeah, and it really helped me. But so I'm very interested in the power of meditation, but I'm not really disciplined enough, I guess. No, but I can really feel that it can bring you a lot of power or direction or clarity or ease. Or I also had a teacher in school who taught us Qigong is like the basis of Kung Fu, but with no fighting. It's all about the mind and like understanding your body and being present. And that was like one of the most inspirational teachers, and he really taught me stuff about just being alive and acting as well. It's like the basis of things. I feel like I'm not really explaining it well, but so if you are performing and you have to go on stage, like in 2 minutes you're waiting, of course you get anxieties or pressure, or you start to rehearse the first lines. You start to think, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. And if you do it like that, it will never work, because you won't be in the moment. So Qigong and meditation really helps you then to just breathe, or just look at your hands, or think, okay, I'm here now, I'm hearing this sound, I'm this is the door, and like look at that stuff. And then when it's your cue, you just enter the stage, and then it will come to you instead of you chasing it.
What's the name of the teacher?
John.
And where did you study under John?
In the Amsterdam Theatre School.
That was at the theater school when you were still studying. Yeah. I mean, what a remarkable approach to acting in that way, instead of maybe forcing yourself to walk around in character 24 hours a day, instead of just focused on that first line, just kind of letting everything go and feeling like it'll all just be there.
So I think like the basic of acting is to know what is already there. So when I just enter the stage, a lot is happening already, and people already have an opinion on me, even if I do nothing. So I like really have to know what I'm bringing if I'm just entering the stage. Also, when you're doing a scene, I can really like try stuff, but I can also like really listen and be aware of my subconscious, or your subconscious, or this subconscious of the scene, or like energy of the scene, and just don't overperform. Like listen and react.
Whether you've lived in the Netherlands for years or are getting ready to move here, the best time to learn the Dutch language is right now. Learning Dutch with the Delft method at Nedles is extremely effective because you start speaking the language from the very first day, actively putting the vocabulary you learn to good use. Nedles offers courses at all levels, both online and in person, at their location right here in Amsterdam. Their experienced teachers are specially trained in the Delft method, which combines studying a piece of text at home and then using words from the reading material in conversations during the next class. Students often say they feel supported at Nedles and praise the teachers for creating a safe space where they can overcome their fears of making mistakes. They also specialize in helping long-term immigrants, like me, tap into the passive knowledge they have about Dutch so they feel more comfortable speaking and writing in the language. Dutch classes begin at all levels on a rolling basis, so sign up today and save 10% using discount code PODCAST. Find out more at nedles.com. That's NEDLES.com. Nedles, Dutch for internationals. You were talking a little bit about anxiety as well, and I think you also talked pretty openly about having, I guess, panic attacks on stage, though, also?
Oh, yeah. I had one a year ago. Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah. There was the same show, Miss Julie. And we had the second show. So the first show went very well. So I celebrated. I drank too much alcohol. And the next show I felt... and I drank a lot of coffee to bring myself back. But it was a bit too much coffee. And then with the actress, just like 30 minutes before the show, we started talking about the universe. So I really like zoomed out, and there my panic started. And I was really afraid that I wouldn't know my lines, or I would fuck up, and in the show I have to be for 2 hours on stage and I can't go off. So I really felt like trapped, and I couldn't perform. So I think like almost 80 or 90% of me was floating above, and this 10% was still working. And it went okay. Like I did everything, but I was just watching myself. And afterwards, the director came to me and she said, "This was the best show we had, and you did it perfectly." So that really shocked me, of course. And I felt like, okay, and I have two decisions. I can decide I need anxiety to perform well, or even though I was like afraid, I still could manage. And I chose the other. I chose that story.
Does that feeling of anxiety in that way, which is, sounds very different from like stage fright anxiety, but just it sounded like a more all-consuming anxiety, like
like a panic attack,
like like a panic attack.
Yeah.
Did you ever have another experience like that on stage?
No, never like that. And I think it helped me to have that very bad experience and still be able to do it. So there are days where you feel very bad, or you hadn't had sleep for like a couple days, or something in your personal life is emotionally going wrong. I know I can still do it. So that really helped me. Yeah. And you can also sometimes use it as fuel, or to make a scene happen, or
not the healthiest approach, maybe.
No, I don't think you should search for it, but if it's there, you can use it. In a healthy way. Yeah. You can. It should never be private emotion, but you can like use it in the scene to bring an emotion, or bring like a line. Yeah.
And outside of your work on stage, though, you also had issues with panic and anxiety as well.
Yeah, so I couldn't sleep, and I had to panic, or a lot of stress. It was like when I was 27, and it really felt like a passing of, how do you say that? Like a passing of age or something. I had to work my way through. Yeah, I know. So, but I did like with help with therapy and friends, and yeah. But it's I'm glad with that period of my life. Like I learned a lot. Yeah, and I feel strong afterwards.
And you're 31 now, so that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That was also around the time where you were enjoying a lot of success, because you had a crazy successful, at least certainly in the Netherlands, a crazy successful film. You were shooting Dirty Lines, which is, for people who don't know it, about the start of recorded phone sex lines in the Netherlands, and based on a true story also. Yeah. And so you were in the middle of filming that.
Yeah,
right?
I think afterwards of filming that. So that was a very cool project and a very lot of work. And after that, I sort of felt in the anxiety problems. Yeah. Yeah, but that was a very, very fun project. Yeah, but it was weird to have all this success, and in my personal life being very unstable. It was there again. I watched myself doing like television stuff, or being in shows, or and really performing well. And soon as if I would come home, I would just collapse. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Was it you were coming home and you were alone, and it's that moment that you're by yourself?
Yes, I think so. Yes, and I was in a relationship that wasn't really healthy, or that was unstable. So that didn't help as well.
Does that come from anywhere? That the sort of anxiety and the panic, or was that just, is that something that you had earlier in your life, or was that just something that all
I think
cropped
it's
up
part
new?
of me. I think I have a big imagination. So when I was a kid, my father showed me E.T., and I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. I was so scared of the white doctors
Oh, right.
in the end.
Yeah.
So I get scared easy, I think, yeah. But I'm not afraid. I still do everything, but just with a lot of fear in it. Yeah, and yeah, it's probably part of my DNA or part of a process, or I don't know where it comes from, but I don't mind.
And before we started, you also said that you're on a social media break,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like, or just a total, like,
I don't like Instagram. No, I don't like it.
yeah. So it's is that also something that kind of is social media something that you saw as driving anxiety in a way as well?
Definitely. Anxiety, jealousy, and just a way of interpreting the world and feeding yourself information about wars and about politics, but also friends and everybody being so happy, and it just looks very superficial and violent and very sexual driven, and just not a fun world. And sometimes it felt like if I wouldn't post something that happened, it didn't really happen. It felt like that. So, and that was like a point for me. Okay, so now I have to quit this. This isn't fun. I cannot enjoy something, or I have to tell everybody that I am enjoying it. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are your friends also in that same boat where they've done social media cuts as well?
Yeah. Yeah, like a couple of my best friends are not on social media. So the difficult is like when you're a starting actor, you feel like you need it. So and some of my friends are not successful actors, so it's for them it's not like their livelihood or their career. So they don't mind. They just use it a bit, and that's for them. And there's not depending so much on it, and so for me it was like a freeing decision to say, okay, I'm just quitting. Yeah.
It's so amazing to hear you talk about quitting social media, 10 minutes after telling me about an audience that you had where everybody was on their phone and shooting the bows, because if they clapped, they wouldn't get the shot. And if they didn't get the shot, it's like, how are they going to tell everybody that they were at the show?
Yeah. So in China, I really like the Chinese people, and I like their culture and their way of living, but the phones there we have to watch out we don't become like that. So everybody's always on their phone. All the time.
Do you see that at the theater in Amsterdam as well?
No, not at all. No, nobody. No.
That's lucky.
Yeah. But I think we should, like, it's so addictive. We should help each other. Like in a way, isn't there like an app or that we can shut all the phones off at certain places, or just give you a bag where you have to put it in and you can't open it.
The Faraday bags, because with some shows that I go to, or or if we go to like a bigger stand-up comedian comes in, at the Ziggo Dome or wherever, a lot of times, it'll be putting the phone in the bag, and it's a much more you feel much more a part of the experience when not only are you not looking
because you're
at
not
it.
allowed to film him, or
usually, but for some of them it's about not filming it, but for others it's really just about being there and enjoying the show instead of
but it's like a free decision to put your phone in the bag, or is it
when I saw Dave Chappelle here, for example, it was very much like
Do it.
Put your phone in the bag, and then
Yeah.
they lock the bag and give you the bag. And
Yeah.
if you need to use your phone or check in the babysitter or whatever, you have to go all the way down to the exit to open it back up to check, and then
That's cool. Yeah. So
go back up.
it's easy.
It does feel more like you're involved in whatever's happening in the theater at that moment.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's still very hard to give up sometimes.
Yeah. Of course.
But,
and it brings a lot of joy as well. Of course,
Yeah.
we can share stuff. Yeah.
You were talking about E.T. as being a movie that scared you when you were a kid.
Yeah.
What are the movies that you watch now, or what are the shows that you watch today?
Oh my God. So I'm a big fan of Alien.
E.T.
Scott.
scared you, but
No,
Alien
but I
didn't.
love scary things. So it's a thrilling experience. So my girlfriend likes horror movies, so she really got me into the horror movies. We went to the Scream 2.
Yeah.
No, the Smile 2. I mean, Smile 2. And I was so scared. And there was somebody in the audience who like really screamed like, "Wah!" But then I realized it was me. It's like an out of body experience. Like I was screaming so loud. So I like scary stuff. So Alien, of course, Triangle of Sadness I really loved. Adolescence, that was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that now.
Adolescence,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so well made. And it's like a theater piece because it's like an hour, one take. So it feels like you're living with the characters and it's not edited. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great. Yeah.
And what were the movies and TV shows you grew up with?
I think Tarantino. Yeah.
Tarantino movies.
Yeah. So that's my puberty. Yeah. Tarantino, yeah. I think I was like Tarantino was fun and great, and I also watched a lot of art house and serious stuff, and now I'm more back to Mission Impossible and enjoying also the good action films, pop blockbusters. Yeah, I can enjoy it now.
What your father introduced you to E.T. was your father. Your father's also in the same industry as you.
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
a film director and producer of documentaries.
Yeah. And so was he? Did he introduce you more to entertainment, film, TV, or your mom more?
I think
your mom, who's also in the arts as well.
Yeah, she's a photographer, yeah, and a teacher now. But it's like a family that was very interested in art but mostly in stories. And so my father would tell me a lot of stories, yeah, but they didn't really introduce me into theater, so I feel like I discovered that myself. And my father is not a theater director, but he is very interested in acting. But the love for film really came from him. And we would, like watch a lot of films, and he would show me Kubrick or and I would show him Tarantino, and he would like bite his lip and really hate it. And then he would come back with Tarkovsky, and I would find it boring or stuff like that. Yeah. No, but to really take art serious and to enjoy it and talk about it. Why is this working? Why not? And
Did he introduce you into documentaries also?
He did. I mean, I watched his documentaries, and I found them very beautiful and interesting. Yeah.
What's your father's work like?
His documentaries and films as well they have like two recurring themes: children and death. So most of the time, one of the parents is died, or children have to. He really believes that children are very smart and they can learn us something about how to grieve or how to deal with emotions or stuff like that. And I think one of his best films is Cowboy. He wrote it himself. It's about a boy and a father who have a very difficult relationship, and the mother is gone, and the boy finds a small bird, a cow, I don't know the English word.
It's a type of crow.
Yeah, a type of crow. Yeah, and there were a lot of
like a
Dutch
songbird, a crow.
Yeah,
a songbird. Yeah,
yeah, like a lot of Dutch people who find small birds like these, and these birds are very smart, and they get really attached to you, so you can really like take care of them, and they become your like your child or your pet. So he takes care of this bird, and that's one of his best films, I think. And he made a documentary, Gilliard, about a boy of 11 years old who has cancer and has to deal with the fact that he's dying. And it sounds very heavy, but all these films are very funny as well, and he can play. There are a lot of power in the minds of children and how they look at these heavy subjects.
Did you ever work with your father on anything?
No, we never did. But hopefully we will.
You'd like to?
Yeah, we both like to.
Yeah. Why?
Both.
A lot of people would find that kind of difficult to work in that position.
Yeah, I do find it difficult, but I find it also very challenging and interesting, I think. Yeah. But so in the years before, I really did not want to work with him because I want to prove myself. And I think he's a very good director. But I don't want to work with him because I'm his son. I want him to work with me because I'm a good actor. And I think I had to prove myself before I could do that.
But yeah, with the idea of proving yourself as an actor, as a way into working with your father, do you feel like you've hit that point where this would be a good moment in your career to start working with him?
Yeah. So if I would work with him now, I would trust myself, and I would think, okay, I know myself. I can do. I think I can do something. I can bring something to the table. Mm-hmm. So I would feel enough confidence to work with him, I think.
And would you ever give thought to the idea of working with him on one of his documentaries?
He doesn't make documentaries anymore. It's like 10 or 15 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So he really made the transition into a feature film.
Yeah. What kind of inspiration did you draw from your mom?
So my mother is she's a very interesting photographer, and she made an interesting book with her iPhone. So she made just pictures with her iPhone and really made it black and white and enlarged it in a strange way that I find very interesting. And I really just love spending time with my mother and talking with her. And I think, and she's just very, very good with people, and she very. So she worked also for 113. It's like 911.
It's like a suicide hotline.
It's just like a suicide hotline. Yeah. And so she did a lot of work there, talking with people who are in big stress or don't want to live anymore. And she learned a lot about people and about how to have conversations and how to help and how difficult it is to help. So I learned a lot from that, I think.
From that, is that why she moved more towards being a teacher? Because she's at the Applied Sciences University in Amsterdam now. Yeah,
so she's teaching in communication, and she's teaching young doctors how to have a bad news conversation or how to talk with patients. And so I think she's very, very good at that.
What's your parents are not together, right?
No.
And did they split up at an early age for you?
No, not at all. No, I think 6 years ago.
Mm. Yeah. And so how is navigating that as an adult been?
Yeah, that was strange, and because we're all adults and people break up. Okay, so that happens. Nobody dies. You can just move on. So I had to. It took me time to be in touch with the inner child that is still very sad about your parents breaking up. So it took me a couple of years to get there.
Mm.
Yeah. But I have very nice parents, and they're like not fighting there, but it's still painful and difficult, but we're managing.
Are these types of practical experiences from your life that you take with you and, put out there for the world to see in these different characters that you play in different ways, or are these emotions that you tap into as an actor?
So not specifically, no. I when I work building a character, I really use my imagination and really the text. So the character's life is the building blocks of it, and you fill it with bits and pieces of yourself, and in a night some sort of private emotion can come through, but I always use my imagination to really like fuel it or express it. So it's never that I like have this subject of the pain of my parents breaking up, and I'm like really tapping into this and using it for a whole project. It never works like that for me. It's just it gets too clouded and it's not interesting anymore, I think.
Is this, is this kind of your classical training, or was your classical training, at the theater academy, was it more towards using your personal experience? Because a lot of actors talk about using experiences from their own life to develop a character in that way, but you seem to go in a different direction yourself.
Yeah, so of course you do use it a bit, but not too much. No. You are your own material. So if you would compare it to a violin player, like my body and my experiences and my voice and my history, that's the violin. I have to do it with that. So I have to know myself. I have to use that. But still, the character and the text are the main driver. Yeah.
Is that what you learned in school also?
I think in school they had all these different options, and I picked those options worked for me.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting to like really be method or really use yourself, but it never worked for me. It got too clouded. So there was a time where my first girlfriend cheated on me and she broke up with me, and I felt like the biggest pain I've ever felt in my life at that time. I was like 19. And so I thought, okay, this is the time to sing Don't Leave Me by Jacques Brel, Laat me niet alleen. It's like his famous love song of pain. And I never performed so bad. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You are not able to. Your emotion is clouding everything, and the audience has to feel something, and I have to perform it, and I have to like bring you the text, and then you will feel something. Yeah, I don't have to.
Okay. Yeah. Would you ever do documentary work yourself?
Yeah, I would love it. Yeah, if it's an interesting project. Yeah, there are beautiful documentaries where they work with actors or like they perform stuff mixed with real people, and yeah, I think it's very interesting.
Is there a subject matter that you find more interesting to explore in depth in that way? I mean, a documentary takes years often to go from start to finish. So is there what would be the subject that would get you to
nothing specific. No, there's a broad scala of things that I would like. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if it feels like the director has a good heart and is like there's passion in the project, it could be anything.
Is that an idea that you've taken with you with the projects that you've picked to date? That it's more you're picking it based on who the director is in combination with the script, but that director that you're working with really has to, be somebody who you feel, is good-hearted by nature in that way.
Yeah, that's definitely something to consider always. Yeah, and just there has to be some sort of spark that I inside the project that I find very interesting, or that I feel like I don't understand, or that is challenging, but it can also be to perform in a place where you've never been, or like it's very strange circumstances, or interesting circumstances, or an interesting subject, or an interesting director, or something complete out of the box, or you're searching for different stuff. Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons why you picked Ixalzine to be in? I
Oh,
mean, Ixalzine's
yeah,
a character
Yeah.
who is blind
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so this is a film made by a documentary maker, Mercedes Stalenhoef. So there were a lot of things in this project that I find very interesting. Of course, the acting, having to act a blind person. So I could talk to a lot of blind people and have interviews or meetings with them. And the director of photography, Mark van Alle, is, I think, one of the most interesting people and best cameramans of Holland.
Mm-hmm.
So he really works very free. So you never know when he is shooting. He's like always shooting, even if the director is talking to you or it's rehearsal. He finds something in your hands, or you're like so the in and out of character is very blurry with him, and that's really interesting and fun, I think. And I thought it was a good script. Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the way that's so interesting to me because I keep saying things are interesting, but I just find it so remarkable that between your work in Ixalzine, your work in Dirty Lines, which is obviously a completely different character.
Definitely. Yeah.
Your work in Open Seas, Niemand in de Stad, is also a completely different character from these other three. Each of these three projects are all very interesting as well, and the work is very interesting. Does the Dutch film and TV industry get a bad rap? Should it have a better reputation than it has? Because sometimes I feel like it has a reputation for being more towards the superficiality that you try to avoid.
I would love to say yes, but I'm afraid I have to agree with the. It's very hard to find these pearls inside the big load of crap that's been made. So I think I'm just very, very lucky. Yeah, I do say a lot of no to projects. No, but I still think there are a lot of very interesting makers and minds, and people are really trying to discover things or express themselves in an interesting way, and there is a money machine going on as well, and that's so I think the problem is also a bit with the audience or the culture itself. So Dutch people don't proudly talk about art. It's like this expression, doe maar normaal, dan ben je al gek genoeg. Act normal, you're crazy enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's so. Say that to a German or a French or somebody from the UK. I think they're proud at their culture, and they're interested in their makers and their filmmakers and their writers, and so maybe that's a problem of Dutch culture.
It's sometimes obviously anywhere you go, funding is always an issue when it comes to film, TV, theater. Any of the arts really. What is it about the Netherlands that seems like there are just so many incredibly talented people here, and it seems like a very small, they make up a very small group sometimes of the people who actually are involved in making productions.
Yeah. It's so weird. So flying to Shanghai is sometimes less of a culture shock than going to the provincie in the Netherlands, to going to like Limburg, or to go out of the city. We're complete opposite minds. I don't know. I really don't know.
How is your work on stage received when you, because I assume you all tour, you tour your productions a bit around the Netherlands as well?
We stay in Amsterdam.
So you never do any of
we tour internationally, and we do have like 1 or 2 shows that tour in the Netherlands, and we will do that with another show next year. So I will find out. And I did perform with other theater companies, and I traveled, and it can be very strange, because in Amsterdam or in the Randstad it can be a great hit, and all the other theaters are empty. Empty, like 100 people or 200 people. Or,
so where you'd be selling out a 500 person theater,
or 800 or
in the city center of Amsterdam, you might play for 50 to 100 people in a more rural or a smaller city.
Definitely. But there are a lot of people that really love art and really are really interested in it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's our culture of like the trading, like the Dutch are traders. Like they're interested in money and taking care of yourself.
Does this ever lead you to think what else is out there? What else is what's beyond the Dutch borders? Do you ever think about taking projects abroad?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've worked a couple times in Belgium already, and I love the European film industry. Yeah, so I would love to work abroad. Yeah, but for now it's theater.
Have you done any work on stage or on screen in English?
Never.
I mean, you did dub over your own voice in English, I believe, right?
I did, yeah.
In Dirty Lines, right?
Yeah, how do you know that?
We know things. We know things.
You did your research very well. Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah. So you could, I mean, clearly you're capable of performing in English.
Yeah, I've taken some English lessons, and I'm working on it. So I'm hoping that in a couple of years, I feel like completely ready to just, if it happens, that I can perform in English. Yeah.
Is there a sort of dream project that you would want to do?
Yeah, 1,000 dream projects. Yeah. I mean, so the director from Triangle of Sadness and The Square, I think he's one of the best. Or the director of The Zone of Interest and Under the Skin. I forgot his name. So, no, doesn't matter. So there are a lot of interesting directors, I think.
Yeah, we were talking about different projects that you'd be interested in working on. And so, obviously, Helena Rijn has had a lot of success recently with Baby Girl.
Yeah.
But what are some other Dutch directors that people should be watching for new projects and watching out for their work? Who are you interested in?
Oh, okay. I am, there's a very good director. I think he made his first feature. It's called Sven Bresser. And his film, it just premiered at Cannes. And I've no idea what it is about, and it still has to arrive at the cinemas here. But I'm very interested in that film. Yeah, and
he got a standing ovation for.
I think so.
There, I believe.
And
it was a long, at least a long applause break.
A long applause. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I think he makes very interesting films, and I know his director of photography is a very interesting young guy. So his work. And you have another director, Floor van der Meulen. She made a film, Pink Moon, about 2 years ago, which I thought was very, very beautiful. So I'm really interested to see what her next feature would be. Yeah.
And you talked about growing up with Tarantino's films.
Yes.
What about Paul Verhoeven's films? I mean, they're sort of that same type of graphic violence, but also from here.
So I think Paul Verhoeven is a bridge too far for my father. I think he couldn't enter the house. So I went to his work later on. So I think like a couple of years ago, I saw Basic Instinct for the first time, and Spatters, and like old. Oh yeah, I did a film with like old famous actors, René Soutendijk and Jeroen Krabbe. And so I started to be interested in their old work. So I watched their old films with Paul, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was very fun.
Yeah.
And
where did you start with
Paul
Verhoeven's work? Because at your age, I'm guessing Starship Troopers, maybe?
No. I think Zwartboek. I saw Zwartboek, but I thought it was
Black Book in English.
Black Book, yeah. So, and then Basic Instinct and Spatters. That's on top of my mind. They showed Showgirls. I want to see
right.
That,
I forgot that he directed that. Yeah.
Okay, so
I want to say I was introduced to RoboCop at way too young of an age.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Total Recall came out right in the middle of my childhood as well at that period.
Did you like it?
Oh, I love like those kind of movies are. Okay. Yeah, they're great. They're absolutely great. And then you said Jeroen Krabbe also, who has been in a Bond movie. Was in one of the Timothy Dalton Bond movies. Was shot The Fugitive in my hometown in Chicago. As well, and he's also had some success in the States. So it might be interesting if you could get in and do some of that U.S. work as well, right? Yeah. Working in the U.S. is not on top of my list right now. No, not right now.
No, but of course he had an amazing career. Yeah. It was fun to hear his stories about all these directors and drunken Gary Oldman stories.
Americans, you still have one last chance to collect the extra $1,400 the U.S. government owes you from round 3 of the stimulus package if you're behind on your taxes. The experts at My Expat Taxes can guide you through the process just like they helped me. If you haven't filed taxes in the U.S. in a while or ever, My Expat Taxes will quickly and easily bring you up to date with the IRS. That way, you can still collect that stimulus check, but only if you sign up and file by June 16th. Even after living abroad for 17 years, American tax bureaucracy used to feel like a Kafka-esque nightmare for me, but not anymore. My Expat Taxes gives me a real sense of relief with their easy-to-use, up-to-date software, maximizing tax benefits like the foreign earned income exclusion, and they even filed my bank account reporting at no extra charge. They are secure and reliable with a commitment to data privacy and confidentiality. So whether you're catching up or simply filing your return on time, let the experts at My Expat Taxes wipe away your tax anxiety. Use discount code Dam Yankee and get 10% off your purchase. That's DAMYANKEE, Dam Yankee. At myexpattaxes.com, your life just got a whole lot easier. Is there a stage play or a stage production that you would be like, yeah, I really, really would want to do that?
Well, I'm very proud of the Dutch theater. I think we have one of the best theaters in the world. When I watch theater in the UK or Germany is interesting as well. But I think we are very good in making interesting performances. I think it's always a bit more like a musical in abroad, like it's too performed, and I think we can be very real. So working at the place where I am now, I find the most interesting in the world, I think.
How do you do musical theater in a way that doesn't feel like
a musical?
Yeah.
So in a musical, it's really produced. So it's like it's perfect. There is no room for error. And it's all... They started singing because they're expressing their emotion in a singing way. in theater, you perform a song because you want to, because you are a character, so you really want to say something with that, and it's not about how well you sing the song or how good you hit the high note. It's about trying to make something happen with the song, and there's always room for error, room for the moment, room for multiple interpretations of the song as well. Yeah, is that a good answer?
Sort of. I'm just because was this something that was appealing to you also when you were a kid?
Yeah, but so I'm trying to. How can I explain this better? So in theater, we will never sing I want to meet you, or I'm so in love with you. We would never sing that.
I'm flattered.
Yeah. No, we could sing like a pop song, like real, just do the pop song and then have a scene afterwards. It's more abstract. It doesn't have to do anything with
It
each
doesn't
other.
have to drive the show forward. It
No.
doesn't have to drive the story forward.
It's not. Yeah, it's not in. We are acknowledging that it is a song. In musicals, they're not acknowledging it's a song. It's like their way of life is just going on. It's difficult.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, it's just part of the character or part of the scene. The song just happens to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It's incidental to the scene as opposed to being the scene itself. Kind of, is that a way?
Yeah, that's
maybe.
A good way. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because it's, my own relationship with musicals is very complicated.
Okay, why?
Because on the one hand, I like opera. On the other hand, musical comedies I don't really like very much because it sort of gets to a lot of times I sit around thinking, okay, why are they singing right now?
Yeah, why?
I don't.
Yeah.
Can we
just move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, how do you make that appealing to your audience? What is it about?
Okay, so we have this one show. It's a book of Edouard Louis. It's called Weg met Eddie. So Away with Eddie Bellegueule. It's about his childhood growing up in a small town in north of France where a lot of poverty and violence, and he is a homosexual boy, and it's a very masculine environment, dangerous environment. And it's about his childhood. So our way of performing the show is with 4 boys. We're all performing Eddie. We're all the same character. And we are also like a band. So the show is about desire, wanting to be somewhere, wanting to free yourself of this village and this violence and sexual freedom and expressing yourself. And so the director thought, so when do I feel this big desire to wanting to be a part of something? Is when I'm at Lowlands and I'm watching a very good performance of a pop artist. I like really want to be there. So I want that feeling inside the theater. So we are performing his life. We're talking about his life. We're showing scenes of his life. And then we're also a band and we're just rocking the shit out of it. We're just performing Tame Impala and like good pop songs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just part of the mix.
Cool.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so after this, then what comes next for you?
After Time for Joy, we'll do Away with Eddie for a couple weeks, and we'll actually perform it on Lowlands. So we'll have a performance there. So that will be.
Has that been announced?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So in Lowlands, there is always I think on the Saturday, or there is like one tent where they have theater shows, and so we'll perform there one time, and then we'll make new shows. Yeah. 2 new shows. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what's coming up or what's in the pipeline, or it's?
Yeah, it's a new show from Eline Arbo, the new artistic director, and she will do 3 books in one show. It's a Danish writer. I forgot her name. Tole Ditlevsen. No, I still have to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of different stuff.
And you said you've been saying no to different film and TV projects. Is there anything that you might be saying yes to?
There's one project I said yes to this morning. They're making a series about the life of Marco van Basten, this famous Dutch football player, soccer player. And they're making a big series about his life, and I will perform a small role in it, and like a friend and a tennis friend, and also a financial advisor.
Yeah. And where's the show gonna? Where will people be able to see it?
They will be able to see it on Videoland.
On Videoland, the streaming service.
Streaming service.
Yeah. Anybody outside, hopefully people outside the Netherlands will also be able to see it at some point.
Probably. I hope so. Yeah. I mean, Marco van Basten is like a very famous soccer player. So they'll probably find a way they'll try to bring it internationally.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something... Again, it's like a totally different character for you yet again.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
So anyway, Minne, thank you really for all of the time that you've given us. It's been really lovely sitting here and chatting with you. So thank you so much.
Thank
really
you
appreciate
very
it.
much for having me.
Dam Yankee is produced in partnership with NL Times, the top choice for English language news from the Netherlands. Founded nearly 15 years ago, NL Times grew to become the #1 site for information about this country, featuring more news stories every day of the week than any other website. Keep tabs on the latest top stories and breaking news from across the entire country, not only in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and The Hague. Find out more at nltimes.nl. Dam Yankee is an NL Times podcast. The show was created by me and Pete Rizzo. Pete Rizzo produced this episode, and Marcus Engel edited the episode.